As-salam alaikum. My name is Darius, and welcome back to the world that was. I hope you all had a wonderful time over the new year. Today, I'll be making some chicken in a blackberry sauce, as recorded in the Kitab al-Wusla ila Habib, which was a collection of Syrian recipes from the 13th century AD. It's a fairly simple blackberry sauce that can be made inside a half hour and is a very delightful addition to any dish. In any case, let's now take a look at the world that was. To begin with, we need to cook and season our chicken. This recipe seems to claim that the sauce is to be added to the chicken when the meat has already finished cooking. So I'll be preparing these separately. So I'll be baking some chicken thighs here. Make a couple of cuts into your piece of chicken to increase the surface area for seasoning, and then season generously with salt and pepper. Toss your seasoned chicken into an oven preheated to about 200 degrees Celsius or about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes. To my knowledge, there's no explicit way to cook chicken recorded in this recipe book, so the meat may have been prepared slightly differently in this period, such as being boiled before being placed into the oven. In any case, no matter what way you prepare this, try and time it so it's finished cooking around the same time as your sauce. Next, we need to make the sauce. Start by taking 250 grams of freshly washed blackberries and crushing them. I'm using a mortar and pestle here. You can just as easily use a food processor if you have one. In any case, mash this as well as you can. You can leave it fairly lumpy, like I'm doing here, but it's just as likely that it was pureed into a very smooth, fine sauce in medieval kitchens. Next, we need to prepare our mint. Take some leaves off the stalks of mint and mince these finely with a knife before placing them into a small bowl. Pour your blackberry mix into a pot and add your mint, your pepper, your salt, your cloves, and your cinnamon. Cinnamon and cloves would have been accessible in the medieval period by a large part of the Near East due to the region's ties to the various empires of the period, as well as the spice trade from India. Add a good squeeze of honey into the blackberry and spice mix. Sugar would work well here, but it's unlikely many people in this period would have had access to sugar as we know it today. Honey would have definitely been cultivated and harvested in this period, so it's a good addition here. Mix the berries and honey and spices together into the pot. Put everything over a medium-low heat for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's just about simmering. Leave it uncovered to reduce. When you think it's done, drag a silicone spatula along the bottom of the pot. The sauce should be done whenever it leaves a clear trail behind it. Serve this up by spooning some sauce over your cooked chicken and dig in. The finished dish has a very succulent meat and a deliciously tarty sauce thanks to the blackberries. However, depending on what season it is when you're preparing this, your blackberries may be sweeter or tartier than mine, so you'll have to adjust the amount of honey used here to suit your sauce. The cut of chicken you use in the recipe shouldn't change it too much. It's likely that whole chickens would have been cooked prior to being coated in the sauce, in the medieval period. This period also gives us a wealth of resources for the kitchens and dining habits of the time, and shows the development of more codified recipes that are more in line with modern recipe books. This trend does go back to the late Roman period, about the 3rd or 4th century AD, but it's recorded more clearly in this period. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed this look at the world that was. I hope you all had a good winter break and are staying safe in these very trying times, and I'll see you all in the next video.